Hi, today we're going to look at changing the subject. This is a topic in both National 4 and National 5 maths. Okay, we're going to look at the blue box first, and it has in it x plus 6 equals 10. Now you've seen equations like this before. The only change to this now is that above it says change the subject to x. Now when you've been solving equations, you've just naturally done this. When we change the subject to x, it means that our final answer is going to be x equals. So we have x on its own now, x equals is already set up, but we have this problem here. We have a plus 6 that we need to get rid of. Now to get rid of a plus 6, what we do is the opposite, and the opposite of plus 6 is to take away 6. So we can finish this off now by going 10 take away 6 makes 4. So if we have a positive 6, we take it away to help us to find our answer. Okay, now I'm going to move across the way, and this next one looks slightly similar, but this time it's got x plus b. Now the thing here is to remember that when we have got a plus, we're going to do the opposite and we're going to take it away. So what we end up with here, once we do the take away from this side and from the other side, we get 10 take away b. Now some people get a little bit confused at that point, but I can't do any more because I don't know what the value for b is. Okay, next one. Again, we have got a plus, but I want to get x on its own. So the opposite of plus 2b would be to take the 2b away, meaning that my answer for this one is going to be 10 take away 2b. Next one along, again, similar idea. We've got x plus something, and the opposite of adding something is to take it away. Once I've taken it away, I have x, and on the other side, we have f take away 2b. If you look at these 4 questions, they all have a takeaway in them, and there's no x. So let's look at what this one says. Change the subject to a. So for each of these questions, we are going to finish off with a equals. Okay, so let's look at the blue one first. The blue one is like equations that you will have seen before. The opposite of take away 5 is to plus 5. 20 plus 5, 25. Next one along, slightly different. This time we have got take away b. The opposite of take away b is to plus b. 10 plus b. Again, I can't work that out until somebody tells me the value for b. Until then, I just leave it as it is. Next one, I've got take away 3b. Opposite of take away is to add. So here we've got 10, add 3b. 10, add 3b. Next one again, it still has take away 3b, so we're going to do the same as we did in the last one. The opposite of take away 3b is to add 3b. So this time my answer is going to be h plus 3b. Okay, slightly different again. Now, what you need to remember for these ones is that between the 2 and the x, there's a times sign missing. So 2x means 2 times x. Next one across, it's got ax. That means a times x. Next one, again, it's got ax. That means a times x. And the next one again, remember, there's a times sign missing. Okay, so it says change the subject to x, so all of my answers are going to be x equals. So we just pop that in so they're ready to go. Okay, so this time, what is the opposite of timesing by 2? Hopefully you know that the opposite of multiply is to divide. 6 shared by 2 makes 3. And the next one, we have a times x. Okay, we need to lose that a. So the opposite of timesing by a is to divide by a. Now this might be new, this bit. Okay, we don't write 6 divided by a like that in algebra. We write it like this. 6 divided by a. Where this line in the middle means divide. So my answer for this one, 6 divided by a. Very important you get those round the right way. Next one. Again, the opposite of multiplying by a is to divide by a. So for this one here, we have to do b divided by a, which is b over a when we write it in algebra. So back to here, my answer x equals b over a. Okay, next one, same idea again. We have got ax, and we just want to have x. So the opposite of timesing by a is to divide by a. So for this question here, we want to do 6b divided by a, which in algebra we write 6b over a. Just pop that answer in here, 6b over a. Again, be very careful to get those the right way around. The 6b on the top. The next ones are going to have a few more steps in. For these ones, the setup is to work out what 2y will be and then work out what 1y would be. So on the first line, I have got rid of the plus 3. Okay, it's missing in this next line. Okay, it's missing there. So the opposite of add 3 is take away 3. So I need to do 11 take away 3, which makes 8. From the last slide, the symbol that's missing between the 2 and the y is a times. I need to make the times 2 go away. And the opposite of times 2 is to do divide by 2. 8 shared by 2 makes 4. Ones that have more letters in. So I still have the same idea for this next one. I need to work out 2y before I can work out y. So what's missing from the first line to the second line? The b, the plus b, isn't in my second line there. Opposite of plus b is to take away b. 10 take away b. I don't know what the answer is for that, so that's how I leave it. Next line, remember, there's a times sign missing between the 2 and the y, and the opposite of times by 2, so that I can get y on its own, is to do share by 2. 10 minus b shared, remember this line means shared, 10 minus b shared by 2. Okay, these ones are slightly different again. So change the subject to y. So first of all, I'll have to do ay before I get my y. And for the next one, I'll need to work out by before I can work out my y. So, in the first line, from the first line to the second line, I'm missing the minus c. The opposite of minus c is 2 plus c. 10 plus c. Remember, I can't work that out, so just write that bit down. Between the a and the y, I'm missing a times. And the opposite of times by a is to divide by a or share by a. So the answer here, I've got to do 10 plus c and share it by a. 10 plus c and share it by a. One last one. This time slightly different. We have got a minus ac, which is missing. So for this one, the opposite of minus ac is to plus ac. So I need to do 10 plus ac. 10 plus ac. Next bit, remember if you've got two letters together, there's a times missing between them. And I need to make the times by b bit go away because that's not in the next line. So the opposite of times by b is to divide or share by b. So we have to do 10 plus ac shared by b. Okay, in the next slide you're going to have some questions that you're going to work out yourself. So you need to hit pause and try these questions in your jotter or take a photograph and write it on yourself. Okay, and that's your first half year worksheet filled in. Make sure that your red bits match up with mine. I just noticed one I'm missing. Okay, I'm going to pause it again whilst I work out the next ones. Okay, that's the first 4 of the 2-step ones filled in. Again, pause the video and I'll work out the next few. Okay, and that's the rest of the questions filled in there. Please let me know if I've made any deliberate mistakes.